Now, can you
Mm-hmm.
see all three of them?
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of a question about how much biology you know. Did you study osmosis and diffusion in biology?
I think sort of, yes.
Okay. Diffusion is simply molecules are in constant motion. And diffusion is just the spreading out of stuff from an area of high concentration to an area of lower concentration. So if I put a bottle of strong-smelling perfume over in the corner of the room and took the lid off, eventually the whole room would smell like that perfume, because all those molecules are in constant motion and they run into each other and they bounce, and eventually they will fill the whole space. Osmosis is really diffusion under special circumstances, and that special circumstance is the appearance of a semi-permeable membrane. What does semi-permeable mean?
Certain has holes can't go out, like it's like a filter.
Yeah, it's like a filter. Certain things can go through, other things can't. And really it's based on size. The smaller the molecule can get through, the bigger molecules can't. So it's not really thinking, it's not saying, oh, that's a sugar molecule. No, no, no. It's more like the size of the sugar molecule won't go through, whereas a water molecule is little enough it will. So osmosis is mainly talking about the movement of water. So look at the green stuff on the screen there, and the big rectangles represent a cell, and a cell membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. So I want you to concentrate on the water in this image. So what is the one on the left describing? What is hypertonic?
Or water. There's too much water.
There's more water where? Inside the cell than
outside.
So water travels from concentrations of higher to lower. So water will move out. All right. So that's hypertonic. What is isotonic?
It's
Water's still moving because all those little molecules are still bumping into each other, but it's equal in value on each side of the membrane. So the same number of molecules go out as come in. So you have a net effect of 0, but there's still water moving through. Okay, how about hypotonic?
there's
More outside than inside, so water moves in. And this is what you're going to find with your potatoes. This is directly related to what's happening in with your potatoes, because every potato cell is surrounded by a semi-permeable membrane. Every cell membrane is semi-permeable. So osmosis is happening in your potato just like it will be happening in Swabby the sailor. So the potato is going to be a model for what happens to Swabby. Okay? Any questions about the movement, the difference between hypertonic, hypotonic, isotonic? Okay, we're good with that? All right. A lot of the books describe it going through solvents and solutes, and to me they make it so much more complex than it needs to be. Your biggest clue is to follow the water. If you can figure out where the water's going, you can figure out the rest of it. Okay, thumbs up if we're good with that. Yep, okay. All right, another thing I wanted to talk to you about was you hopefully got my email that assigned you to a teleteam, a group. And they are going to be kids from different schools. So you're going to have to work at a distance. And one of the things we have found in the online environment is the worst problem we have are kids that procrastinate. 2 of you are working right along and the third kid never shows up or shows up at the last minute. And that is so aggravating. So we work with a group contract to help stop some of that procrastination, to help alleviate that. So I want to look at that contract. Okay, what I have up there is a contract that is going to show up in lesson 2.14. And the reason I want to show it to you is because you have a wiki with your other 2 members of your team that it's the only thing it's going to have in it is what's in black. All of the red stuff will be empty because you're supposed to fill that in. Well, when you get there, a lot of kids are going, so what am I supposed to put there? So I gave you a sample. This is a sample contract that shows you what the kinds of things that need to go in the boxes. But it's an overdone one. For example, this category is communication. How will we communicate with each other? I have put 5 different things there. You will probably only have 1 or 2 things there. I put 5 to give you that many options, to give you an idea of what could go there. Yours does not need to have that much stuff in it. Is that clear? And I don't want you to work harder at this than you need to. But what it does is it helps you decide ahead of time how you're going to communicate, how you're going to make decisions. Is it going to be a majority? Is it going to be a consensus of vote? How are you going to do that? Who's going to maintain the team? How are we going to access information? It just goes through a variety of things. And, you know, once you guys have decided, then that's the way you're going to roll. Now, one of the intriguing parts of this is that